Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we are continuing our review and listen through of World Domination by BAND-MAID. An album that so far has actually been really enjoyable. See, whenever I do that I go out of focus. We should go back to the days when I used manual focus on this camera, but then accidentally got it wrong because the screen's really small, I'm quite far away and I was often out of focus. So, what was I saying? Yes, we're through to the track Anemone. If you just listened, the last one I posted was actually Carry On Living But Daydreaming we had covered before, so that should all be linked up in the videos. But yeah, we're on Anemone now, which is track 12. The album so far has been really good, been really full on for a lot of it. They've kept a lot of variation, even though it's been kind of the same sort of style of hard rock throughout. There's been as many variations of rhythm and melody and style within that context as you'd expect within any of their songs. They keep things fresh throughout. So there's been very little in the way of disappointment on this album. As always, I try to be harsh, try to be critical, but I try to be realistic and honest about how I'd feel and how this album would date over time with me. Now, Anemone, I don't know what to expect, but it's just coming off the back of Daydreaming. So they've got two approaches here. We're late in the album. It could either go straight back to being another hard-on song, or it could be, that didn't sound right, a very full-on song, or it could go back to taking advantage of the fact that they've now gone into a slightly more chilled out part of the album, and it could follow with that. In a way, there's so many hard rock songs on this album, and I do love some of my favourite songs by BAND-MAID are when they throw in the variation. Things I really love Start Over, and I love things like the BAND-MAID project. So in a way, I'd be happy to hear if there was another slightly more chilled out song on this. Anyway, we've got Anemone Alive or Dead to go, and then Dice we already did before, and then the bonus track Honey's coming up as well. But hey, let's jump in on Anemone, which is track number 12. Bam! Acoustic. I'm surprisingly pleased. Oh, nice. I like how it came in halfway through the bar. Nice. Fingers crossed for a big chorus. Interesting. I love how that thumb playing with the rhythm stuff in the second verse even works in a chilled out song for them. And this is a brilliant pre-chorus. See, the first chorus was done quite light, so I'm imagining it's going to get heavier towards the end every time we hear the chorus. ooh. Got my interest there. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've got nothing against hard rock at all, but obviously when you're this far through an album, you need to be showing those little bits of variation, and this was a really nice way of playing through it. I know that basically it culminates in a hard rock song, kind of to all intents and purposes anyway, but it was nice how they played it up from an acoustic angle, and that acoustic really helped. I mean, compressed electric guitars, which is what you have for most of this album, it can get a bit wearing, and there is quite a lot of compression on this album, so you know that's not a negative thing. I mean, it makes it sound loud and powerful, but over the course of an album it's nice to break that away. Daydreaming obviously did that fantastically, but this had that nice jangly feel from the acoustic guitars. It was heavy when it needed to be, and it built up all the way through to the end. Like I say, not every chorus was the same. The first chorus was surprisingly relaxed, and you had that post-chorus solo thing that just sort of, you know, let you know we're building towards something. And then the second verse, you know, I know they always do the rhythm changes, but it hit more hard here when you hear the little clever drum fills and the clever drum rolls when it's being given room through acoustic playing. So there was room for everything to kind of shine more, and they used that lighter starting point to ramp things up. So they took advantage of what they had there, and I think that's nice. I think whatever you think of the song, I think it's relatively catchy, not like ultra catchy, not the catchiest song on the album by any means, probably not even the catchiest album track on the album, but it wasn't uncatchy, if that makes sense. It's in a good place on a very difficult ladder. But whatever you think of that, I think the song stands out just for having, you know, a real sort of emotional depth, which a lot of the songs have anyway, but mixing that in with, you know, representing it more sonically. You know, when you're doing everything on a rock sound, sometimes the only emotion you can really project are anger and rebellion, or to a certain degree, you know, crazed joy. So when you've got a song like this, you can access maybe a different emotional style. This was probably in a similar emotional vein to Daydreaming, actually, but that kind of work. It's nice. It like I said, adds a nice variation to the album. It's in a nice position in the album to do that, and it means the album's ending on a nice sort of direction. Now, I already know the last official track, because we're going to listen to the bonus track as well, Honey, but the last official track on this is Dice, which is a real sort of rocking, you know, fantastically heavy way to let the album go out. So it's nice that they've ramped things down a little bit before the end. The next track is Alive or Dead, track 13. That's the one we're going to be listening to after this. And so with that one, obviously, just from the title, I'm expecting something a bit heavier. So I'm happy that this little space after Daydreaming has been filled by another track. So Daydreaming wasn't the only sort of more wistful, softer track on the album, that there was at least one other in there to support that, and, you know, give you, you know, a little bit of space to breathe and get ready for the final big crescendo. So yeah, enjoyed that. Really stood out for me, and although yeah, I understand why that's probably not like, you know, one of their big hitting singles, I do think that's one of the one of the songs that I really appreciate on this album. So anyway, for now, from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in. Obviously we'll be going on to Alive or Dead next. Feel free to join us for that. It's probably already uploaded by the time you're watching this, but who knows. And yeah, so feel free to watch that, or feel free to watch any of the other songs from before on this album, or any of the songs after on this album, or any of the other BAND-MAID videos we've done, or any other videos we've done of any other songs or anything like that. Or, you know, you can watch one of those videos where people go onto a computer and they just fill the computer with loads of crap to make it crash. And then they just, you know, download viruses deliberately to the computer, and they do all these crazy things to make it crash. You know, click on like spam emails and all kinds of insane things, and, you know, like download desktop wallpapers from all kinds of places, and they do this on all different types of like operating systems. And it sounds really boring, but it's really cool and fun to watch. And yeah, I don't know why I watch these things. Or you could subscribe. But for now, from Japan. Ciao.